So we are looking at an air temperature already at 85 degrees, a little bit cooler than we had 24 hours ago at this time. We'll look for an east wind at about 8 to continue for a little while longer before we start to develop a more westerly wind flow. 92 degrees, the feels like temperature. Again, we're looking at a warm heat index again today. Dew point value coming in at 74, still kind of sticky out there. As we head into the afternoon, we'll factor in about a 30% chance of rain. That's about less than half of what we had yesterday. The rain chance will occur near the coastline at first as the sea breeze begins to form, but then will be more in inland areas where the heavier rain will develop later on in the afternoon. And those showers will tend to kind of build and just die in place in the center part of the state. So we probably won't see much of a blowback of showers like we've seen over the last several days, where the showers built in inland areas and then drifted back to the coastline. We're in kind of a transition period where that motion is going to stop for a few days. So by 7 o'clock tonight, I think everything will quiet down and we'll look for a pretty quiet overnight. So this large gyre of rain showers that moved out into the Gulf waters now is the system that yesterday brought us the intensely heavy rainfall at times, as well as some pretty gusty winds associated with it as well. Caused some folks to go scrambling, of course, for the 4th of July, but luckily the fireworks got off without too much of a hitch as everything died down during the evening. That little trough of low pressure will continue to press away from us, and as it does so, it will allow high pressure to build back in across our region. As that happens, our winds will start to develop more of a westerly flow as opposed to the easterly flow that we have had. That will tend to encourage a few showers near the coast in the morning, but right now we don't have a lot going on. A few showers out in Gulf waters, but that's about it. We'll see a few locally build here on the Gulf shoreline over the course of the next couple of hours, and then, as I mentioned, everything will drift inland. We'll have less coverage today than yesterday, and tomorrow probably the same, less coverage. We have this gyre moving away from the state of Florida. We have high pressure building in, mostly to the south, and we have a couple of systems that we're watching. This one has about a 30 to 40% chance of developing, but even if it did, it moves off to the northeast away from us. We also have a new tropical depression number 2 in this system. Kind of cool waters down there. It's not going to have much of a chance of doing too much developing. It's still got a lot of dry air around it. It's in relatively cool waters. I mean, just marginally warm enough for development. 35-mile-an-hour winds right now. Tropical Depression 2 continued on a forecast track that by Sunday will pretty much put it in a zone where upper-level winds will tear it apart, and it won't have much of a chance of surviving thereafter. So at that point, it's still almost 2,000 miles away from us, so this has no bearing whatsoever on our forecast. But it's interesting to note, tropical season heating up just a little bit, and we do have a system that may become a named system. If it did, it would be Beryl, but I doubt that it will. Forecast looks like this. We're talking about seas that are pretty nice out there. West wind coming in at about 5 knots this afternoon into the evening. The east wind at about 10 during the overnight. About a 30% chance of showers today, maybe a little less than that tomorrow. Then we get that wind shift coming in out of the west that'll push most of the showers to the other coast. Saturday and Sunday, we'll see a few morning showers near the coastline. Then in the afternoon, everything gets pushed inland away from us. And so we'll probably have pretty sunny days, both Saturday and Sunday, despite the 30% chance of showers. And next work week, we'll keep that 30 to 40% chance of rain in the forecast. Scott?